Good morning and welcome to the very first episode of the BioJournal brought to you by BioRugged. BioRugged is a biometric hardware solutions company and they provide turnkey project solutions on a global scale to various clients. They've recently appointed Arnd Langguth as their CEO. Arnd comes to BioRugged from Genki, where he served as the Chief Operations Officer. You may know Genki from their biometric voter registration and verification systems, but prior to that, he also served as the head of sales at Crossmatch, which is now HID, EMEA, and the Pacific Asian region. Thank you so much, Arnd, for joining us on the first episode of BioJournal.
Thanks for having me.
It's really great to have the CEO here, and we're going to ask him a few questions about BioRugged and about himself. So the first thing is that I read you are a software engineer. Can you give us a little bit of background regarding that and your role as a software engineer?
Software engineer is probably not the right term of putting it. I would prefer consultant. I have never been coding software and going into the details, but I've always been involved in getting software to work in a client environment, knowing what the software can do, talking to the customer, finding his pain points, and then applying the software and making sure it solves the problems of the customer. And that was always for me a driver. I like taking technology. I'm very interested in technology, but I'm mostly interested in how to make it work in the real world.
That's amazing. So is this what led you to BioRugged, and is this what made you feel like this is a good fit for you?
Actually, yes. If you see BioRugged and the reputation the company gained over the last years, BioRugged is very specialized in seeing the use case for biometric devices. Biometric itself is nowadays a technology that is accepted. Everybody knows it works. You can match fingerprints, you can match a facial image. Years ago, we used to visit shows to see whether or not a face can be matched. Nowadays, the shows all focus on the use cases. What can we do with that technology? How can it help a government, an institution, a customer to solve a certain problem? And there's a lot of software products on the market and companies that really do a great job in delivering these projects. But getting the technology into the hand of the user, into the hand of the operator, that is something where you still need to find good solutions. And BioRugged is really excelling in that area.
So would you say that BioRugged is all about customization, or is there another element to it?
There's certainly another element to it. Just customization would oversimplify it. If you look into the areas where biometrics is used nowadays, like a voter registration, police car, border control, you cannot start or say, okay, we are putting the hardware components together and then we customize it for that project, because then you would be ready far too late for any project. Most of these projects nowadays are under tremendous time pressure. You need to have the building blocks ready at the beginning, and you need to think ahead of the market and see where will the technology develop to, what will be requested, how can we solve a problem, and then when you have these building blocks ready, then you can successfully customize.
Yeah, like everything, the foundation is super important. So now you are at BioRugged as the CEO. What do you envision for BioRugged within the next 1 to 2 years?
I do see us strengthening our platform and as I said before, trying to think ahead of the market and to react to new trends that will become projects in a year or two. On the other hand, we built a very strong core in Africa, where our roots are. We have a significant success in Latin America, which is nice and shows that this technology is really needed worldwide. And I do see us getting active more and more in the European and Middle Eastern market. And I would like to have us expand to the Asian market as well. So a really global expansion of BioRugged. It's not only about selling somewhere. BioRugged is on a path to give back to the regions where we are selling. COVID-19 has shown us that the global supply chain can be quite fragile, and transportation becomes an issue. Getting the devices from one point A to point B. I mean, during COVID, we managed to get everything delivered, but our logistics department really needed to bend over backwards to get some of the deliveries done. If we engage in a region, we would like to also create jobs there and give some of the success back to the people that at the end are paying our products through the local network providers, through the taxes they pay for police and border control. And we want to be close to our partners that actually do the projects and then even assemble in the region. BioRugged is very focused on the development, and we have our partners that actually do the projects, and that is a role we are very comfortable in, and that I certainly don't want to change. We all have our specialties. BioRugged will be the partner that you call when you have a project where you know what your end customer wants and you need to have the hardware solution for that. For us, really, the role is to be the hardware supplier, the one that makes sure that you can deliver your project to your end customer in time and in budget. And as we put it in our movie that we posted recently, we want to make sure that you can deliver your project as a whole in one.
That's awesome and very true words from the new CEO. Thank you so much for joining us on the BioJournal's first episode. It's so fitting to have this episode be an interview of our new CEO. Thank you for your time, Arnd.
Thank you, Jean-Marie. Thanks for having me, and keep safe.
Thank you, you too, and everybody watching. If you need any more information about BioRugged, be sure to look at the links at the bottom of your screen, pop them a mail, or visit their website to check out all of their latest products. From us, you'll see us again soon on the next episode of the BioJournal. Ciao!